Hey guys, so you know that old saying that you always find what you're looking for when you're not looking for it? Is that how that saying goes? No, that doesn't sound right. Anyways, I think you know what I mean. I was looking for the new Wet n Wild limited edition spring collection yesterday at Walgreens, and they didn't have it. I went to a couple different Walgreens, but they did have something else that I had been looking for, oh my god, over a month I would say, and I pretty much just gave up and forgot about it. That happens sometimes with makeup when you're on the hunt for it. So yeah, I finally found the new Wet n Wild Fergie Centerstage collection Photofocus Studio eyeshadow palettes. And there's two of them. There's one that's pretty much neutral, which is the one that I bought, and then there's one that's more colorful that, from what I recall, it had a lot of purple in it, and I have to be so careful what I use for purple eyeshadows that, to me, it's not even worth it to experiment anymore, because so many times I end up not liking the way it looks on me, and then it just sits in a drawer. So I bought the neutral one, and the neutral one is called Milano Collections. It's A226, and this is part of the permanent line, but yet only select Walgreens seem to carry it. My local Walgreens does not have it, and from what I can tell, if you really would like to find these, the best thing to do is to go to a Walgreens that is open 24 hours a day, because for whatever reason, those have a much larger makeup section in those Walgreens, and this is part of, right on the wall where the Wet n Wild stuff is, you'll find this. So this is what it looks like. You get an off-white beige color here for a highlight, and it's a matte, and it's sort of close to my skin color, so you're not really going to be able to see it that well. And then you get a shimmery champagne, and this is very light. Doesn't have a lot of color in it, but it's, you know, a color that a lot of people like. And oh, I should mention that I have this on today for my look, and first I put this matte beigey color on as my highlight and wasn't feeling it, so then I put the shimmery champagne color right over top of that. So that's that. Actually, let me grab a white here. And next in the palette we have a bright, light-ish, bright and light, no, that doesn't make any sense. We have a bright gold shimmery color here. That's what that looks like. I should be swatching these on my skin for you. What I'll do is I'll go back and swatch those other two. The only problem is I don't think that they're going to show up too well on my skin because they're so light, but I'll try. Yeah, see, you're not going to be able to see that. It's just too close to the color of my skin. The champagne one might show up better. Yeah, that one you can see a little bit. It's pretty. It's subtle, but it's pretty. Sort of like a champagne slash rose gold, kind of in between those two. Okay, so then there's that bright gold one. Next is sort of a coppery gold, I would say. So this is the fourth one. And then that's what that looks like. That's sort of a warm tone gold or a copper, I would say. And by the way, if you have ever tried any of the Wet n Wild Fergie quads, I bought one once and it was pretty awful. I hate to say that because I love the brand Wet n Wild, but it was bad. And I thought, well, maybe I got a bad one, you know, maybe some of the others are good, but I read reviews and, you know, the consensus is they're all pretty awful. So I was a little scared to try this, but the quality in this is much, much better than those quads. So if you've ever bought one of those Fergie quads and said, oh, geez, you know, I'd never buy any more of these Fergie eyeshadows, this is much, much better. Just figured that you would need to know that. Let's continue on. So the next shade is sort of a bronze color, I would say. This one right here is a bronze shade. And that's what that looks like with my finger. And then that's swatched. So you can see that they're pretty decently pigmented. They blend really nice. They go on really nice. The next shade is what I have in the crease, predominantly in the crease. I have more than one color, so this is a matte taupe, and it leans kind of cool, which is very cool because it's hard to find drugstore eyeshadow palettes that have cool tone taupes in them, I think. So yeah, I was really pleased to see that. Yeah, it's a light cool toned taupe, and I put that pretty much in my crease, and that's that. And the next shade is what I have on my lids. I did put a little bit of the champagne color right in the center, but this is predominantly what I have on my lids. This is like a shimmery light brown. That's that. So very, very light, but it pairs nicely with that taupe. And then the next shade is like a chocolate brown, I would say, and it's a matte. I put some of that in the outside corner and just kind of blended it into the outside corner, and I dragged some right down along my lower lash line. I have it all smudged along the lower lash line. It has a little bit of sparkle in it, but it doesn't really translate that well. That pan is loose in this palette. It wiggles a little bit when you touch it, so I'm hoping that that's not going to fall out. So here's that chocolate brown swatched. Really, really pretty, and goes really nicely with the light shimmery brown and the taupe. Those three eyeshadows together are a good combo, but then I couldn't help playing with by incorporating some of the others into it. Okay, the next one is a deeper, darker brown right there, and that's really, really dark. It's like a blackish brown. By the way, this is $7.99 at Walgreens. And Walgreens is the only place that you'll find it, because that's where the Fergie products are. For whatever reason, they're exclusive to Walgreens. And last but not least is the black. Wham! This is a deep, dark, matte black. Wow. Is this a drugstore palette? Because, you know, how often do you see a deep, dark, matte black like that in a drugstore palette? Not too often. Wow. That is pigmented. So, my final verdict is very, very nice for $7.99. There are a lot of great colors in this palette. A lot of really basic staples. It comes with a dual-ended brush. It has a shader brush on one side and a blending brush on the other. And guess what? I use this to do my look because I wanted to try it out, and you know what? It's not half bad. I was able to apply the lid shade easily with this, and I also used the shader side to take some of that darkest color and kind of do like a outer V thing where I just deposited some of the color with it, and then I flipped it around and used this blending side to blend it out. I also blended out my crease color with this, and I was able to do the whole look with just this brush, and it really wasn't bad. This one right here could be just a hair denser, but it was good enough to do the look. So if you were traveling and you didn't want to bring any of your more expensive makeup with you, you could easily do a ton of different looks with this palette and just use this palette. Or if you just want an inexpensive drugstore neutral palette to have in your collection, this is really nice. I would definitely recommend this. $7.99. There's no mirror in it, but I find that I don't really use the mirrors in palettes anyway. If I'm home, I use my makeup mirror, and if I'm traveling, I usually just do my makeup in the bathroom at the hotel room, and a lot of hotels now even have makeup mirrors there in the room. So yeah, I'm really happy with this new Fergie palette, and like I said, it's good value, a good assortment of colors, and I would recommend it. And I guess that is it for today, you guys. And I think that was the last of the new Wet n Wild Fergie products that I wanted to try. I mean, I pretty much bought all the others and love them. The blushes, the mattifying powder, I use that to set my concealer every day. I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you guys. The new line of Kohl Color Icon eyeliners, the Calling My Buff or Calling Your Buff, what's the exact name? Calling Your Buff. I use this on my waterline all the time to brighten that area, and it's just the perfect shade of beige. Doesn't look crazy or anything, but it definitely brightens that area. They have so many new products out, and I really enjoy all of them. Wet n Wild has done a good job with things lately. The only thing that I'm still kind of on the fence about is those new Fergie Velvet Matte Lip Crayons. Sometimes I think that I like them, and then other times I feel like I don't. But yet I went out and purchased more shades of them. But I think it's some of the colors I don't really like, but the formula is really dense and thick, and it's kind of off-putting. So that's the only product. Oh, and those silk finish lipsticks, you know, they're 99 cents and they're really not that great, as opposed to the eyeliner pencils, which are also 99 cents but are really great. But yeah, the silk finish lipsticks and the velvet lip crayons, I'd probably, you know, had I to do over again, I probably wouldn't get those. But all the other things that I bought, the blushes, the powder that I'm using to set my concealer, this palette, the concealer is good. Yeah, I really like most of the new products that they've come out with. And these makeup remover sheets are great for wiping off swatches and fixing makeup mistakes. So I think that's it for today, you guys. I keep feeling like there's something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, I know what it was. This is the last time that you will see me with the Almay SmartShade Luminous Primer under my makeup, because I finished it. So now I'm going to try to use up some other primers that I have so that I can just use the one that I like the most. So yeah, I have a couple other containers that I want to use up, 2 or 3 other containers that I want to use up, and then I'm just going to stick to my favorite after that, which is, I know somebody's going to say, well, what is it? It's the e.l.f. Mineral face primer is my favorite. But I have three other primers that I really want to use up so that I won't waste them, and then I'm just going to use the e.l.f. one. So that's okay. That was what it was I wanted to tell you. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.